any signs of anything showing possible lambing tendencies yet?
Yeah. No, I haven't seen anything yet, Kate, but get your eyes peeled.
All quite quiet at the moment. It tends to be quite a quiet time this time, and then they surprise us, don't they, at the last minute?
They do, yeah. You never know.
But there are very distinct signs of lambing, and so we've put together a little package for you, haven't we, Andrew? This is a ewe that's tucked herself into the corner. She's by herself, and she's doing a lot of licking of her lips. That's a classic sign, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah, one of the earlier signs, but it is a definite sign that, yeah, she's thinking about lambing.
And pawing the ground, again, we've seen that both in the shed and outside. Again, a very sort of classic thing. And this is the sort of contractions, isn't it, when a sheep lies down and seems to be almost gazing at the stars.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that is getting nearer to birth.
Yeah. And the strange thing, I think, is that most of the time they're pretty silent.
No, it's very rare that you hear a sheep giving birth naturally and making a noise. Probably because they don't want to let any predators know that they're lambing.
So it's a sort of survival instinct.
I think it is. Morning's a good time, and you know there could be foxes, badgers, and various other animals around to try and steal the lambs. But so a sheep needs to be quiet.
Now, you may remember that Andrew brought a ewe in very early this morning from the fields because she was expecting triplets.
Yeah.
And because she was having triplets, despite the fact that she's a Swaledale and they're pretty good at lambing by themselves, you thought it was a good idea for us to intervene?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. When you hear, thought we'd get on and lamb it, just make sure everything was fine.
So Andrew very kindly gave me my very first experience of lambing triplets, and it was a very straightforward birth. Usual with Swaledales.
Yes, Swaledales are very good to lamb. Plenty of room for the lambs to come out, and just good mothers, very easy at births.
And you can see, here's the third one, a little bit small, Andrew, and a little bit unwilling to take that first breath.
Yeah, that's right, but triplets you always, often get a smaller lamb, but they're all fine and doing well.
Well, they were lovely lambs. I was hugely proud of them. And here they are, in their pen, looking very sleepy and content, but the sharp-eyed amongst you will say, there's only two of them. Why are there only two, Andrew?
There's only two because you usually take one of the lambs off a Swaledale ewe and see if we can, possible, we'll put it onto another ewe.
So you'll adopt it on to a ewe that may have more milk than she's capable of, because ewes only have two teats anyway,
exactly.
Don't they?
Yeah, especially because one was a small lamb, it's likely that lamb will get left behind. The others will drink all the milk and that lamb wouldn't have enough.
You can see how crucial it is that Andrew knows exactly how many lambs his ewes are expecting, and that is down to the magic of scanning.
It's a frosty Saturday on the farm, and we've rounded up the 698 ewes that, fingers crossed, will be pregnant. Andrew and Donald are seriously worried that they've been let down by one of their blue-faced Leicester tups.
The biggest disappointment if you have a lot that don't have any lambs inside them.
Yeah.
I'll be quite relieved when this next 4 hours are over.
I bet it's a nervous day.
Paul Capstick has arrived with his scanning equipment. His ultrasound will show exactly how many lambs to expect.
So hopefully, out of some of these, you'll get a few prize rams. Is that your...
I would like to have one prize ram, Kate. Yeah, one would do it. Yeah, not like to be greedy.
So first one of the morning.
Paul uses a hand scanner under their bellies to count the number of lambs due.
2.
Oh, the relief on Andrew's face. The first one scanned is a twin.
Grandmother Christine is spraying a red dot on the sheep carrying twins. The children are helping out with colour coding too.
1.
Catherine is marking singles blue, and Abigail is doing yellow dots for any triplets.
That's 3.
All these coloured dots help to manage the flock. Ewes that are barren or having single lambs will live up on the fell, whilst those having triplets will be given more food closer to the farm.
3.
3.
That's 1. 2.
Paul scans around 100 ewes per hour. It's a highly skilled job. Right now, the lambs are barely the size of a walnut.
See the V there? That's the lamb's body there. Cross section now. There's the heart flickering. You see?
Yeah.
That's, you can see the
Oh,
valve
that's amazing.
flickering there, can't you?
After 4.5 hours, every sheep has been scanned and marked up.
So that is the last one.
Paul's been keeping a tally and has the final results. A ewe with twins is said to scan at 200%.
How many have you managed to do, Paul? How
I've
many have
scanned
you scanned?
698
Yeah.
at an average of 181%.
That's the same as 1.8 lambs per ewe. This figure is achieved when you average things out. There are 159 with one lamb, 443 sets of twins, 69 triplets, and 4 with quadruplets.
That's a good scan.
It's a good scan.
Yeah, no, yes, no, that's good. That's
Are
good.
you quite pleased?
I am quite pleased, yes. Relieved more than pleased, but yes.
What a difference a day makes. The rain has stopped, the sun came out, and everyone's been celebrating.
They certainly have.
The lambs just changed the way they were behaving. Just look at them, they're just basking out there. And it's not only more lovely for the lambs, but it's much easier for the shepherds and the Marston family.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just today has been a complete pleasure. I love this one. This one is like, oh, I don't want to get any unsightly white marks. I want to get a good all-over tan. But it wasn't sunny until a little bit later in the morning. It was foul in the night, wasn't it?
It really was. Now, Andrew had to go out on his quad bike at early hours in the morning. It was 2 o'clock in the morning, and he had a ewe with a freshly born lamb, and he's using a bit of stealth here. He goes up with the quad bike, blinds the sheep in the headlights, and jumps off and grabs the ewe. She's pretty flighty, this Swaledale, but he's quick on his feet, isn't he?
Now, the reason we hear that he wanted to bring this Swaledale in, well, there was 2 reasons. One, as you can see, the lamb looked very, very wet and cold, and she's a first-time mum, isn't she? She's what's known as a shearling.
Yep.
So a first-time mum. Look at him, and I wonder, can I borrow... I know you're very sleepy, but you're very sweet. As you can see, he is very dry and very fluffy and very warm now. And can you guess what his name might be?
Little Spot.
Little Spot. But he's doing very, very well. His mum,
Yeah,
she's a little bit shy.
She is. Let me get her
so
out of the
she's
corner.
tucked her way around the corner. But they're doing fine.
There we go. Come on. There we
Are
go.
you manhandling you?
There we go.
There
There's
she
the
is.
mummy.
There you are.
Oh.
We'll put you together.
She's a wonderful mother, and I think Andrew has got a lot of hopes for that little lamb.
I think he has, and she's a lovely looking Swaledale, actually,
She
isn't
is.
she?
Well, lots of people have been asking us how on earth the Marstons keep track of their sheep once they're up on the fells. Well, here's how.
Now that one flock has successfully returned to the fell, it's time to get some more ready to send back. But they need fresh smit marking.
Every time they go to the fell or when it wears out, we put some more on. And ours, it's red just on the hind quarters.
And that is unique to you,
It
your
is, yeah,
farm,
yeah.
your sheep.
Yeah, that's right.
Andrew has picked some out for me to do.
Right, I've got to get this right, otherwise someone else will get your sheep. So is it literally just a line across there?
It is. We usually go with the put it on the way the wool goes. It goes on
Okay,
neater
so
and easier.
across
So
like
yeah,
there.
down there and then down there usually.
Like that?
Yeah.
There you are. You are now proudly a Marston sheep. There we go.
That's it.
Everybody will know that you are Marston sheep and proud of it.
But what if you don't recognise the smit mark? Well, you can look it up in the Shepherd's Guide, which acts like a telephone directory for sheep and farms throughout the region.
Oh, there you are.
Yep.
Yeah. You've got one on the front as well. Is that you don't do that one anymore?
We haven't done that one for a while. No. You can change
That's
your
how
marks
to confuse a
slightly. Yeah,
stranger.
it is. It is.
I'm gonna secretly go up and mark them all like this so that I know which one's are which.
Yeah,
But yeah, so it's
no,
got all-
the red mark has stayed the same.
The red stroke over loin has indeed, right.
But a good shepherd doesn't need to rely on smit marks to recognise his own flock. Andrew takes pride on being able to identify individual sheep by their face alone.
If you picked me a sheep out of here, Kate, and then put it back in,
Yeah.
say find that sheep, I reckon I could find that sheep.
I think you
I
should
reckon
do
if I
that.
had
I think you should do that. Get its tag number,
reckon if I had
take it out, and
500
put it back
sheep,
in.
All
I'll
right.
have a sheep.
All right. I would choose a tricky one.
To check he gets it right, we locate the sheep's ear tag number.
3218. That's the ear tag.
Yep. So you can remember that. 32.
3218.
Andrew gets one quick look at the sheep's face.
Right, that's not where she goes.
No.
Does he have a minute to find it?
No, I do not.
Yeah, you're being timed. Go.
Am I right?
I think you probably are.
The tag number is 3218.
3218.
You got it.
Yes,
And I have to tell you, you did it in less than a minute.
Oh.
Pretty impressive. Oh my God, I've got a lot to learn. Abby, you're obviously tastier than me. That lamb's eating your welly. How are you? Are you feeling brainy this evening?
All right.
A little bit brainy. Shall I say, I've got some questions for you. One came in from Ella Boot, she's 7, and she wants to know what it feels like when you put your hand inside a sheep to help it bring out a lamb. Have you ever done that before?
Yeah.
You have? And what does it feel like?
It feels really warm.
Yeah. Is it a bit slushy?
Yeah.
Is it a bit gooey?
Yeah.
And what are you feeling for?
A lamb.
You're feeling for a lamb?
Yeah.
And what's the bit of the lamb that you want to feel first?
Its legs.
Right. Front legs or back legs?
Front.
Yeah. And then what do you want
And
to
then
feel?
its head.
Yeah.
And then its body. And then its 2 legs.
And then it's 2 legs at the back.
Yep.
And that's the perfect lambing lamb then, isn't it? Now, the next question. We've been taken over by lambs. I'm totally upstaged by a beautiful girl in a sparkly headband and some lambs. Now, Samuel Mundell, I think he's just emailed in while we've been on air. He wants to know 2 things. What's the best thing about living on a farm? Is it having lambs eat your coat? Everything. I'd agree with you there. So there's no worse things then?
No.
There you are, Samuel. There's nothing bad about living on a farm. I think we've got time for just one more question. Just one more question. Very quickly. Oh, Joan Bell wants to know, when you're bottle feeding lambs in a pen, how do you know, and there's lots of them like there are now, how do you know which ones have eaten? Do you know the answer?
Like the full, like if you carry them, like if you lift them up, you can tell if they're full or not full.
So they've got big fat tummies like this one here.
Yeah.
And also they tend to get a bit sleepy, don't they, when they've had lots of food. Abby, you've been absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. I'm not going to know what's happening in this programme anymore because the lamb is eating my cards, but you're not the only ones that have been playing on the farm, have you? The lambs have been loving the sunshine, and as soon as the sunshine came out, the lambs went mad and caused mayhem.